This Transmissions Trips to the Store video has been brought to you with the help of listeners like you. Without Patreon support, Transmissions would not be the show it is today. You can sign up for Patreon at www.transmissionspodcast.com/support.
Welcome to Transmissions Trips to the Store. This is where we show off all the awesome Transformer stuff we got in the last week, and this is a part of the Transmissions podcast, where you can find out all about Transformers toy news, and it is one of two shows we have, the other being Transmissions Alt Mode. This is high-tech display right there. Transmissions Alt Mode is all about the comics and media side. Last week we had an interview with Tyler Blazinski, the new writer on Transformers Galaxies, and this week we will be reviewing Transformers Ghostbusters number 4, which came out last week. With me is Darryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hi.
We are 2 men down this week, and I think Darryl and I have greatly improved the show's quality.
It's true.
Before we get into what we got, let's let you know how you can help support our show. You can go to transmissionspodcast.com/support, and that will have a link to Patreon and PayPal where you can help donate monthly to support our show and get you benefits like access to some secret channels on our Discord server, benefits in like listening to us record the show live, like some people are doing right now, and just being part of the cool club. And then you can also go to transmissionspodcast.com/shop and go to our TeePublic store where we have some great shirts, and you can just check them out and buy a shirt. It helps us. You can, if you go through that link, buy anything from TeePublic, and we'll get a little bit of affiliate kickback. And Darryl is trying to distract me. So let's move on to what we got this week. And I will start because Darryl's the one that has all the stuff.
This room doesn't fill itself.
It doesn't. So I spent $1.09.
Oh.
And I got a Siege Deluxe, Darryl.
Oh.
A new in-box Siege Deluxe.
Right.
I picked up
Did you?
Hound.
How did you get that for $1.09?
We have a store in the United States called Walgreens, and they have a rewards program through, they call it Balance Rewards. So it's like through buying stuff, but also through, like I have my Fitbit connected to the app and just make points. And I saw the other day I have a $10 credit, and I'm like, okay, their prices are normally a little bit higher, but you know, paying, you know, $8, $9 versus $18 or $19 for Deluxe, yeah, that'd be fun. So I went, and I was going through what they had. They had like, you know, one of the Reflector Trio and some others, and I wasn't really interested in those, but I saw Hound, and I've been eyeing Hound for a long time. So I got it. I went up to the front, and the points weren't coming up on my account for whatever reason, and line was piling up, and I'm just like, if the points don't come up, I'm not gonna get the toy. I'm just, you know, don't worry about it. And she called a manager over, and the manager, I don't know exactly what she did, but the points came up, and then she also added another $10 worth of points. So this thing rang up, you know, with tax and everything. It was like $21.09. I got $20 off. I got a Siege Hound.
Well done. So, I mean, this is at Walgreens, which is a
drugstore.
Yeah. A drugstore. Can I ask that why you wouldn't have used your money off on medicine instead of, because that you need medicine. I know that you guys in the States don't have free healthcare like I do, but you may need to have, like, you know, aspirin or something. you know, that
It's
you could have bought aspirin or
yeah.
like even Advil.
Honestly, I never pay attention to the points. I just let I just never paid attention, and then I was in the app to do something else, and I noticed they were like, "You have points that are going to expire," and I'm like, "You have $10 credit." What? So that's I'm going to pay more attention to it now because we do know they're getting exclusives, and
Hmm.
you know, if I don't have to pay a retail price, that's good. And this is a great figure. I really like it. Um, it's and actually, I mean, it's got the paint apps that we talk about that we don't like and stuff, but for a Jeep, I think it's not necessarily as bad. I mean, you know, we saw what was it, Jetfire or Prowl? One of the figures that's all white, and it just looked really,
Jetfire.
yeah, it just looked really bad. But I mean, you know, a figure like this, and you would expect a Jeep to be kind of going in some of the, you know, mud or whatever. So it makes a little bit more sense, and I wish it wasn't silver, but you know, it doesn't bug me as much on him. Transformation is okay. It was a little bit confusing at first with just how they're doing some of the folding up, but after I did it, it made sense, and you know, they got his head right. Just yeah, I really like it.
Awesome.
So now he can play with his friend Ravage. So so what do you got this week?
Well, um, I guess I'll start off with the comic that we're gonna review because I got that. This is Ghostbusters #4, Ghostbusters Transformers #4, or Transformers Ghostbusters #4. That whatever the hell you want to call it. It's the comic we're gonna review,
Mm-hmm.
and Charles may not be here, but he's here in spirit because I pulled a Shelton,
Oh,
the loose of Shelton. So cover A is the Dan Schuning cover, the continuation of the 4 or 5-parter. Cover B is the Alex Milne cover, and then cover C, or the RI cover, is the it's
the blueprints.
the blueprint cover. Yeah, I don't know the artist's name, but
Um,
it's pretty awesome.
I can tell you that right now. It is Chris Panda.
Nice. So all 3 of those, got them all. Looks really awesome.
A blueprint one would
Um,
make a nice poster print.
yeah. Um, I did. I guess since you mentioned a Siege figure, I'll mention one as well. I wasn't going to, but I tweeted it out. I was working on this. I've mentioned this before, but this is my Siege Ultra Magnus, and I went and I picked up some methyl hydrate from Home Depot, and I have proceeded to clean off a majority of the battle damage. So that is, if you're interested in doing something like that, you can. It's just stuff like Siege Ultra Magnus has this part on the back that's really detailed and hard to get to, so this part doesn't really respond well to that. I'm going to probably have to work on it a little bit more, but the detail parts are probably the hardest parts to get into. But with a methyl hydrate, it really does rub off very easily. It just evaporates super quick, so you got to keep your device wet with it. But yeah, so that was kind of interesting.
Cool.
But the new acquisition this week, this is something I didn't think I'd ever get because I didn't really like the design all that much, but it came across my desk and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick it up. This is Armada Megatron.
Nice. Does the voice box work?
I didn't know it had one.
Pull the Minicon port on the top of the tank mode.
Pull the Minicon.
Like if you have a Minicon in there, pull it down. Oh wait, maybe. Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Sorry.
It will fire the missiles.
I think I'm thinking of G2 Megatron.
Oh, okay.
They're both green tanks.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it may need batteries. There does appear to be a speaker in it, so I may have to change the batteries. But other than that, it's a cool looking figure. I have not transformed it yet into its tank mode. I think it probably will appeal to me a little bit more than that, or appeals to me more in that mode than it does in this. I'm not really digging the whole
Yeah.
thing. It's
I
it's
think you can
dumb.
like make it go backwards. Like fold. Maybe not.
I'm gonna break my figure here,
Okay,
Jeremy.
maybe not.
Snap. Oh, Jeremy.
I will say what I like about the Armada figures is the molded faction symbols.
Oh yeah.
I really love the look of those.
They're cool. They're very cool. I find it interesting. He's got a dagger molded into his hand that he just it's always there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's one of the mini-con gimmicks.
Right. But yeah, it's interesting. So I'll mess around with it a bit. Take a look at the tank mode. It's got all the bits, so it is complete. It's even got the mini-con. It even came with a second mini-con. I don't know whether he was supposed to have another mini-con there,
No,
but he's got.
Which one did you have the other one?
I got that one, and then I got this guy.
Okay. I'm not sure which one was supposed to come with it.
Well, I got 2 mini-cons with him. Hopefully one of them's right. But yeah, that's what I picked up this week. It's fun. Hopefully I'll have some other cool stuff next week. But yeah, that's my week.
Awesome. So, with that said, that's the end of our trips to the store. You can go to transmissionspodcast.com and get our full podcast. It's also everywhere podcasts can be found: iTunes, I guess Apple Podcasts now, Google Podcast, Stitcher. We are even on Pandora for those of us in the U.S.
Spotify.
We are on Spotify. Yeah. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Later.